Hey everyone, Corrine here with Lightning Rock Land, and I just wanted to give you part one of our soil update. I actually recorded this last weekend when I was out here, but my phone was broken and it didn't record any sound. So I'm going to give you the same update again, now that I have a phone that works and records sound. But I'm standing right here kind of like in the middle of what's going to be the silvopasture area. As you can see, there's some like pretty big pines, and then there's all kinds of this understory brush that's down in here looking very dead. There's a dog back there that might come this way. So I wanted to give a couple updates. The first one is going to be that Trey and I both passed our South Carolina Forestry Commission state foresters like prescribe burn class exam. I got an 83 and Trey got a 91. So he whipped my ass pretty good on that one, but I'm super proud of him, and he's like really passionate about this stuff, and I'm more here to be a sidekick. I have to tell you the truth, it's like 83 degrees out. It's like 5:30 at night. I am sweating my ass off. It's really hot, but I want to talk about a couple things that's going to come up with the burn. First, as you can see kind of over my shoulder, we still have some standing water in here, so we're working this weekend. I just posted a video for installing some culverts. That's going to help drain some of the water off, not in this area specifically, but in some other areas. We need to get this water to drain so that the bulldozer can come through, cut the fire breaks. The fire technically still could come through here. Obviously, it's not going to burn the water. It would just kind of go around it, so it's best if it's all dry. We have a couple days coming up that it's going to be pretty clear, so we're hoping that we can get a lot of work done here this weekend. So the other things I wanted to talk about while we're in here is I wanted to talk about kind of what this is going to look like after it's burned. So obviously I haven't seen a prescribed burn before. Trey actually hasn't seen one either, although he's studied them, you know, being in you know, college for fire technology, being a firefighter in general, and just kind of being interested in this stuff. So what I'm going to show you first is we kind of have these I think they're called like these 10-hour fuels. So that's like things like this. These are all thorn bushes here. They're super horrible to walk through, and I've like shredded a whole pair of jeans, like pokies all over my body from these crazy thorns. But you see how thin all of these are? Even some of these like little trees that are in here, you know, things that are really kind of not much bigger than your finger. Those are called 10-hour fuels. So those are things that are for sure going to burn up. It might be 1 hour fuels, actually. This is embarrassing because I'm halfway through this video. Hey, Rick. Hey, Rick. Hey, Rick. Rick's come to say hi while I kind of think about this. Hey, Rick. Rick's been out here working with Dad all day. Playing in the mud, being lazy. I can hear him when he walks. It's all sloshy and wet. So these are 1 hour fuels. I'm going to change my mind. These are 1 hour fuels. These are things that are like kind of the size of your finger and bigger. And then you have your 10-hour fuels. So this is really how long it's going to take to burn completely. So 10-hour fuels, something like this tree right here. That's a little bit bigger. See kind of in comparison to my hand, like how big it is. Where's the phone at? Like this maybe. Not the pine behind it. So things like this are not going to be completely gone when the fire comes through. It's just going to get charred. It might fall over, but kind of think like campfire the next morning. So when the logs aren't all completely burned, you know, campfire logs, 3-4 inches diameter is pretty big. So that's kind of what this is going to be afterwards, not going to be completely gone. But all these 1 hour fuels here, these prickly vines, these small shitty little trees here, obviously all the pine straw and litter around the floor. Litter meaning, you know, forced litter, not actual trash, although we do have some of that. You know, all that's going to be completely gone. So we do expect that there's going to be quite a bit of this that's just not going to be here afterwards. So I wanted to kind of hold you up this way so you can see. Like you can see, obviously, like I'm standing on like direct sunlight. You know, the whole point of the silvopasture, as you can kind of see looking out, is these pines that are 20 to 30 years old. They're gonna shade the top and they're gonna put some shade down, but they're not gonna completely obscure and prevent the sun from getting in, penetrating the forest floor and allowing the grasses to grow. So we have a basal area of 50, which basically, it's an estimate, but basically is like 50 trees in an acre. If you are growing pines for profit, for example, you would want to thin until about a basal area of 80, and then you would clear cut your kind of stand at that point. So ours is much thinner than that. This stand, we've done some research. It's been harvested 2 times, so that's why it's kind of thinner, but it actually is going to be perfect for silvopasture. There's going to be plenty of places for the light to come through, but there's also going to be shade that's kind of widespread and all over the place, so the cows won't trample one area. They'll be able to spread out and continue to graze. So as I think we've mentioned this before, but if we haven't, that's like really important. I'm gonna stay in the shade because I'm still sweating. That's really important because in the summer, or like when cows get hot, obviously that's a form of stress. Heat can be a form of stress. And when the cows get stressed, they don't eat. So a lot of cattle over the summer, I should say cattle because it's boys and girls. Cows are just females that have already had a baby. So when cattle get stressed, they won't eat. They'll just kind of lay down and be in the shade area. If there is any, kind of underneath a tree, underneath a, barn or a different type of shelter. And so if they're not eating all day, they're not gaining weight, certainly, and they can even lose weight, which could be really detrimental, obviously, if you're in the beef business and you're trying to fatten these cattle up as quickly as you can to sell them, either bring them to market or sell them to the next phase. So we're hoping that by having all these pine trees here, that they'll be able to get some shade and they'll be able to be in the shade, kind of spread out, not all clustered next to each other, and they'll be able to continue eating throughout the day and continue to have gains through the summer, so that they can get nice and fat and delicious. But stay tuned for update number 2. Trey and I have talked with some Clemson extension agents, and we will be posting a video about that probably tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and let us know if you have any questions in the comment section below.